there are still many there. There are many. I believe that those people said that they are
when you begin to hide yourself
from the business I'm doing, how to keep business, like customer business, you see.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking Migration. I am Oyin Adekunle. US President Donald Trump has imposed a new travel ban restricting immigration from Nigeria and 5 other countries in an expansion of his administration's policy blocking travel from certain nations. Under the new policy, citizens of Nigeria, Eritrea, Myanmar and Kyrgyzstan will henceforth be unable to obtain visas that can lead to permanent residency but will still be able to visit the U.S. as tourists. According to the U.S. government, this policy is as a result of failures by the 6 countries to meet U.S. security and information sharing standards. And on the larger African front, Libya was plunged into crisis following the toppling of longtime dictator Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. Since then, 2 seats of power have emerged in the North African country. Several peace initiatives by foreign powers to restore peace in the country have equally failed. Amid this, there are thousands of mostly African migrants stuck in detention centers at the very heart of the war zone. In January, world powers held a high-stakes summit in Berlin where all participants agreed to uphold a United Nations arms embargo and end military backing for the North African countries' warring factions. Foreign ministers of countries seeking to broker a peace agreement in Libya are due to meet again in the middle of March. And Italy's government has denied reports that the Italian intelligence services allegedly reached a multi-million euro deal with Libyan militias involved in trafficking to enlist them as Coast Guard force. Before then, an Italian newspaper had revealed how a Libyan human trafficker, Abdulrahman Milad, known as Bija, participated in a meeting in Sicily back in 2017 with Italian intelligence officials to discuss controls on migrant flows from Libya. A UN security report published in June 2017 had described Bija as a bloodthirsty human trafficker responsible for shootings at sea and suspected of drowning dozens of people. He is considered to be the leader of a criminal organization operating in the Zawiya area in northwest Libya, close to the capital Tripoli. And this is actually an allegation that Bija has denied. Italy has also denied any wrongdoing, saying it is unaware of the allegations of criminal activity against Bija at the time the meeting was held. Libya also issued an arrest warrant for Bija following the reports, but not much was heard afterwards owing to the conflict in the North African country. And on that note, we'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll be reviewing the visa on arrival policy of the federal government of Nigeria.
Corruption not in my country.
It's about the files your secretary presented to me regarding the company's salary. Yes, the figures don't seem to add up. I suspect there's some form of a
discrepancy.
Precisely, sir.
Keep the figure that way.
That's fraudulent, sir.
That's my money.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't do that, sir.
See how padded your teeth are. Are you telling me you cannot pad up figures?
Sir, padding is against best auditing practices, and it's a form of corruption.
It's true. Accountant.
You were testing. Thank you, sir.
That's it. Bagole.
Yes, sir.
You are fired.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine, sir. Rather than watch corruption grow under my watch. Padding is a form of corruption and not in my country, sir.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Nigeria, there are still many there. There are many. I believe that those people said that they are
when you begin to hide yourself
From the business I'm doing, how to keep business, like customer business, you see.
You're welcome back. Now, sequel to President Muhammadu Buhari's pronouncements last year that a new policy of visas on arrival would be granted to all African travelers starting from January 2020, the federal government has now followed through on the promise by unveiling the Nigeria Visa Policy 2020. And just before we bring you updates on that, just to give you like a background story, earlier before President Buhari unveiled the NVP 2020, the Nigeria Immigration Service at a meeting organized by the Nigeria South Africa Chamber of Commerce highlighted some of the challenges it was facing, and of course that was what led to the drafting of the new policy.
The VOA process we are doing is supposed to be for business and tourism visas. But you see all sorts of people who are arriving with VOA for reasons that are totally unrelated to business or tourism. So it means that there is a lacuna. There is a need for a visa to address their need. Then even our officers at the foreign missions, because there are only 6 classes of visa. So when they see some very strange and unusual requests and demands, they themselves are not really sure what to do. So they apply discretion. The only problem with discretion is the man in Johannesburg, the discretion applies to an issue. The one in Kuwait applies a completely different discretion to the same issue. So lack of uniformity. We want to address that. And then when these people now arrive in Nigeria, after coming with visitors, with business visa, for short visit, the next thing he says he wants to spend 2 years in Nigeria. So we should change the visa to a residence visa. So all sorts of demands for reclassification of visa to our Controller General. We feel if we give them the right type of visa, they don't need to come. And then there's this one, interchangeable use of passports by some Nigerians with dual nationality. If you understand what I mean, there are Nigerians with dual nationality. So the day some majority follow the rules, but there are some. The day when they arrive at the airport, they will bring out the American passport that you should arrive them. Now, sorry for mentioning American. They are foreign passport. So for you to use the foreign passport to enter Nigeria, what do we expect to see inside? A visa. But lo and behold, there's no visa. So, Oga, where's your visa? You say, I am a Nigerian. But the passport you are holding here is telling us that you are from... And before you know it, trouble will start. Say, hey, you want to extort money from me? I'm a citizen. Are you trying to say I'm not a Nigerian? Meanwhile, what he's showing you is not a Nigerian passport. We have serious challenges with this. Then some of them, of course, may now bring out their Nigerian passport. Or when they want to depart, that man will now bring out his Nigerian passport. You say, Oga, the country you are going to, they will not let you enter because there's no visa in this passport. You say, and I say, what's your business? He said, no, they won't let you enter, so we cannot let you depart. Then he will now bring out the other passport. So interchangeable use of passport for single return journey. What it means is that man's record on his travel history will be standing on one leg. You understand? So we felt, well, maybe we need to introduce visas for some of these categories of Nigerians. So we see them in the next place.
Nigeria, there are still many there. There are many. I believe that those people they said they are deep.
When you begin to hide yourself
Of the business I'm doing, how to keep business, like customer business, receipts.
Now, those were some of the challenges the NIS was dealing with before the Nigeria Visa Policy 2020 was unveiled. Now, we have put together all the details you need to know about this new policy in this next report. Previously, there were 6 major classes of Nigerian visas, namely business, diplomatic, transit, tourist, temporary work permit (TWP), and subject to regularization (STR) visas, as contained in the Nigeria Visa Policy 2012 framework. But under the Nigeria Visa Policy 2020, the categories have been expanded to 79 classes. Controller General of the Nigeria Immigration Service, Mohammed Babandede, says it had become crucial to formulate a new policy based on the economic, social, and security needs of the country.
The new visa policy, Your Excellency, they are in 3 groups: for visitors, temporary resident, and permanent resident. And we have classified them 6 groups. Before, when you are given a visa, it will be written for resident, for tourism. But now, we have categorized the 6 categories into 79. And they are all coded. It will have code F213. So the person who is collecting it will only see a code number. But the person who gives and the person who receives will know the code, and it will be independent. So it's coded, and it's obtainable in the embassy. We can get on the website, people can apply online, and they can get in the airport. In the beauty of this also, it has implemented your directives for visa on arrival for Africans. Visas, Africans can come and pick their visas at the airport. It has also given provision for multiple entry visas up to 2 to 5 years.
Babandede explains extensively some of the content and numerous benefits of the new visa policy.
There is a visa for emergency relief on arrival. We are not praying. If there is a disaster, we can allow somebody to come quickly and pick a visa. They show that there will be no bureaucracy on issues. We have visa for pre-transit visa for Nigerian carriers. If a Nigerian airline is carrying a passenger, let's say from London, and they want to come to Lagos, from Lagos there is also a connection to Benin Republic or to Accra. That Nigerian carrier you use will exempt you from getting a transit visa. You can see the innovation of supporting internal enterprise. There is a visa which allows people to come and collect visa at the point of entry if they are purchasing Nigerian product. This happens in many countries. I'll give you an example. If we supposing now, instead of us to be selling cashew nut or cocoa, we decided to manufacture it here. This visa said, look, if you are coming as a cocoa purchase businessman, come and pick your visa at airport once there is evidence for it. We have visas that linked our relationship with our citizens. There are people who have gotten nationality of other countries, not because they don't like Nigeria, but because they have to take the nationality of the country they are residing. There are countries in the world that doesn't accept dual citizenship, even though Nigeria accepts dual citizenship. So they are forced to renounce their citizenship. I give you many countries: Germany, India, Japan. There are many countries like that. If you say, no, my country accepts dual citizenship, they say you can keep your nationality. If you want to take our nationality, you have to renounce your citizenship. So what we are saying is that that man took that citizenship not because he doesn't like Nigeria. He can get a visa on arrival at the point of entry because he's a Nigerian by birth. So these visas categories have been created in order to soften the system. Also student visas, which we don't have before you give them business. We want people to come and study in this country with the time going. Even we have medical. People are saying that we are doing a lot of medical tourism. Yes, but you'll be surprised. Some of our neighbors are coming, and some people will come for medicine. You know, my minister said even spiritual, so it's possibility. So we have different categories of visa up to 79, up to tackle this category. I would like to state that this visa will be on reciprocity. My supervisors have clearly given me directives. The minister and Mr. President will be reciprocity. For example, if we continue to give you visa on arrival and you make it difficult for us, we can retaliate. If you give us 10 years, we'll give you 10 years. Multiple. If you give us 5, we'll give you 5. We can't continue to give you 5 and you don't give Nigerians 5. So this visa is flexible. It takes care of national interests. And it is a visa that everybody will be proud of because it will be e-based.
President Muhammadu Buhari says the policies to enhance business opportunities and achieve African integration through the visas on arrival for holders of passports of African Union countries.
This is an important policy document which seeks to complement our efforts towards protecting our national identity and the defense of our sovereignty and territorial integrity. The Nigerian Visa Policy 2020 is intended to attract innovation, socialize skills, and knowledge from abroad to complement locally available ones. I am confident that the implementation of the Nigerian Visa Policy 2020 will support the attainment of a globally competitive economy for Nigeria by building on the efforts of the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council. The policy is expected to improve the business environment, attract foreign direct investment, and boost tourism without compromising national security.
It is significant to note that the Nigeria Visa Policy MVP 2020 aims at supporting the attainment of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan 2017 to 2020. And this we have synthesized at our own level to simply mean security, economy, and transparency. The operationalization of this is cardinal to the ease of doing business in Nigeria, boosting tourism and expanding opportunities to meaningfully apply the principle of reciprocity in visa policy in our bilateral and multilateral relations.
Rauf Aregbesola also allayed fears bordering on security concerns. He assures that adequate security measures have been put in place with the Migration Information and Data Analysis System, MIDAS.
If you want to go to the origin, the root of MIDAS, MIDAS is the torch, in Greek mythology, is a torch that turns everything to gold. That is the root of MIDAS. But it's the acronym for Migrant Information and Data Analysis. It's in all our airports. What does it mean? It means that whoever visits Nigeria will have his biometric taken. We will upgrade that to even iris, but it's still at ordinary thumb impressions. All your fingers will be taken. And immediately that is done with what he told you about of I-24/7, Interpol 24/7. You are immediately exposed to the database of Interpol. And everything about you, if you have a criminal record, universally, is exposed. So there is no way the Nigerian security can be compromised with what is on ground. Again, well, let me be very, very clear on this. We have 5 international airports where migrants can enter, or visitors can enter Nigeria. 5. 1 is not functioning, which is Enugu. The rest, Kano, Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, are functioning. And in each of those 4, you have this system deployed. So where is the fears? And those are the only ports of entry for international visitors. So I do not in any way believe there is any room to entertain fears at all. Our security is guaranteed and our territorial integrity is not compromised.
Unlike before, if you come with a clean passport, there's possibility you can pass because the officer will be looking for the validity, the quality, the authenticity of the passport. But now the passport is linked to the person who is crossing the borders. Also, there is fear they have that terrorists will come. So no, it is even better because we have Interpol now. I-247 of wanted people. We have wanted people locally in the system. Even if EFCC wants people, every day we get them. And we inform EFCC that this person cannot travel because of presidential ban, other things. Also, job. It is only for temporary visit. People think people will come and take over jobs. It is only for temporary visit. So people cannot stay forever.
On visa on arrival, the NIS has adopted a tech-based approach to further make the process seamless.
The visa on arrival, you can go to www.immigration.gov.ng, the portal for visa on arrival, complete your application if you are coming for business visa. You will be asked to pay, you pay online. You will get approval, you come to the airport with a visa. We have reached that level. There is no contact between you and an officer. You do it online. You come to the airport and you get your visa. Many fears have been addressed. People, security issues will come up. There will be terrorists in our country. What we are saying is that we have developed a system now. It's even more secure for you to get a visa at the airport than to get visa in any of the African countries. We have given reason. If you have traveled recently, you will see that nobody enters or leaves Nigerian airports until he takes a biometric. If you are in doubt, go and see. Even myself, I returned from a trip. I had to give my fingers and my photograph. Secondly, the visa you get here is biometric, which will capture your photograph, will take your biometric picture. But if you are getting visa in one of these African countries, we are yet to deploy. So what we have done is even enhance national security because we are connected with the Interpol database for wanted person in our airport, real-time online. People should appreciate that there is no security fear on this. We have to open our market. We have to be competitive, but we have to be careful in terms of not to compromise national security.
Some of the features of the 2020 visa policy include the granting of social visas to visitors desiring to visit Nigeria for religious purposes, sports events, and others that may need to visit their family members who are residing in Nigeria. It would also accommodate education visa for those desiring to study in Nigeria.
Nigeria, there are still many there. There are many. I believe that those people said that they are deep.
When you begin to hide yourself
Of the business I'm doing, how to keep business, like customer business, receipts.
No doubt this is indeed a big one for Nigeria because it's such an irony, because here we are trying to build ties, yet our countries are difficult to access. But the good thing is we've put that behind us. And also, as part of plans to elevate the operations of the Nigeria Immigration Service that's in line with global best practices, a technological complex is being constructed at the agency's headquarters in Abuja and is actually expected to be officially launched in the fourth quarter of 2020. So we wait and see for that to be unveiled. And on that note, we have come to the end of this episode of Talking Migration. Many thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.